Arena fans. This is Chris Langell. Welcome back to Cockburn Ice Arena. Chris Langell bringing you the play-by-play on the camera. Riley Langell, Cassandra Edwards in the control booth as we get set for the first DEFRIS game of the day between South Australia, the visitor for today's game, against Victoria. Victoria defending the goal to our right, and South Australia the goal to the camera left. So we'll be going through the lineups of today's Victoria, fresh off an exciting 7-6 victory over Western Australia last night, with the game-winning goal coming with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the third period. That goal was scored by number 16, Willert, unassisted on a blocked shot, 2-on-0 breakaway. And that made it 7-6. And South Australia over Queensland 2-1, with Jasmine Chen scoring the game-winning goal in the third period on the power play. Today's game for the rosters for South Australia: number 4, Reed Wilkins; number 8, Adam Muzzik. Oh no. Please, somebody help me. Send me a message. Grab my wrist and tell me how to pronounce that name. I don't want to mix it up. I'll just call him Adam for now. Number 9, Phoenix Hansen. Number 10, Jasmine Chen. Number 15, Yaroslav Mizichka. Number 17, Kane Liu. Number 18, Hugo Shopov. Number 27, Lachlan Henley. Number 28, Maggie Pryor. Number 33, Sophie Waddell, one of the goaltenders, or the goaltender for South Australia. Number 47, Hudson Ells, the captain. Number 56, Eleanor Barter. Number 66, Spencer Holmes Ball. Number 82, Kaz Hannon. Head coach, Stu Henley. Assistant coach, Tyler Boyle. Team manager, Sarah Ells and Bronwyn Barter. For Team Victoria, number 2, Tom Fialka. Number 3, William Preston. Number 10, Declan Adams. Number 11, Ethan Quinn. Number 13, Zihan Hugh. Number 15, Kaisheng Chen. Number 16, Avery Willard. Number 19, Seth Wijawardini. Number 20, Ryan Wang. Number 21, Angus Hunter. Number 23, Tylee Nelson. Number 24, Yuz Zhu. Number 43, Max Simmons. 55, Mikhail Abdulin. Number 61, Eason Liu. Number 63, Lucas Chambers. Number 77, Blake Dowy. Number 29, Alston McMillan, the goaltender. Head coach, Darcy Willert. Assistant coach, Kayla Best. With team managers, Kate Hunter and Sarah Simmons. Officials for today's game, with the red armbands on, Owen Coral, and lines on the lines, Dylan Mabey and Ben Shearer. Two of the Tange players for Western Australia will be calling the lines for this game. So with that, we'll get set as the teams finish up their warm-ups. Looking for an exciting contest. Victoria with a big team, as always. South Australia, with a slightly smaller team, both in size and numbers. One goaltender. And Victoria carrying 2 tendies. Starter and a backup. It looks like in the goals to start the game will be number 29 for Victoria, Alston McMillan, who played last night against WA. As the horn goes, pucks come in, and the teams will get set for the opening face-off to start this second game of the day, first of the DEFRIS tournament for the day. Earlier, ACT defeated New South Wales 8-2 in the Boxall tournament game. So again, on the pronunciations, I'll do my best, but feel free to correct me. If you're in the rink, see me wandering around, or posting a comment on the Western Australian, Ice Hockey Western Australia Facebook page where the game announcements are, the game notifications are. South Australia, Victoria, as the referees and officials wish each other good luck. Teams go to center ice for the face-off. Starting Els up against number 16, Avery Willert, on the draw. In goal for South Australia, Sophie Wandell, and Alston McMillan for Victoria. As Victoria win the draw, back into the zone, D to D. Picked up by number 20, or number 10, that's Jasmine Chen. She gets it over the line. Looks like we're going to have our first penalty of the game as Owen Coral makes the call on Victoria. 2 minutes for hooking, and that's going to go against the assistant captain, number 16, I believe, Avery Willert, as he gets picked up for the infraction in the Victoria zone. Face-off will come back to the left of McMillan. South Australia win the draw. Back to the blue line to Henley. Henley gets it into the half boards to Els. Back to Henley. Takes the shot towards the net. Blocked. Back to the front of the net. Number 8, he swings around and tries to bury it. Goes wide. A reverse is Chen. She gets taken down. And back come Victoria. 1-on-1. They can't get it, and they do get it deep finally. Els goes back for it. Behind the goal as they set up. Leaves it for Henley. Henley back to Els. Off the boards to Henley. He can't get it deep. Els takes it. He gets control of it and gets it chipped into the zone, but picked up by the defense for Victoria. Off the stick, and that's a goal. As a delayed reaction as number 8, Adam Mozicek, spins around and buries that puck 5-hole on the power play. We see on the replay, scramble play in front, a bit of a delayed reaction as it just crossed the line and called a goal by referee Owen Coral. 1-0 South Australia early in this game. Victoria, they come back. That's number 20 with it for South Australia. Gets it in deep. Reverse, Victoria, they try and get it out over the line. They can't. Dump back into the zone. Victoria trying to get it out. Great forecheck by the South Australian forwards. Fire down the ice. That's going to go for icing. No icing called off as it's deemed the Victoria player beat the South Australia player to the puck. Play in the corner, out of the corners, 24. He winds up, takes the shot. That gets deflected over the glass into the netting for a stoppage. Falling at the feet of Coach Jason Quisla. He's doing a bit of scouting for the Trans-Tasman Youth Series, along with Graham Hyde, that far corner. Scramble face-off, won by Victoria. They can't get it to the front of the net. Goes into the corner, sent behind the goal. Good forecheck by Victoria. And it looks like they're going to draw a penalty as number 27, Henley, got his stick up on the Victoria player. Looks like he might be going for roughing. Although he certainly got the stick up there as well. And that is indeed the call. You heard referee Owen Coral make that call. 27 for South Australia. Lachlan Henley, 2 minutes for roughing. As he got his stick up on the Victoria player in the corner. Face off to the right of the goaltender. South Australia get it out of the zone. That's Chen. Back in come Victoria over the blue line. Shot, good save. Tried to get the deflection off the goaltender to go. South Australia, that's Els. He gets it knocked off his stick. Goes back to the front of the net into the far corner. That's 15, Wazichka. And they chip it out of the zone, down the ice, on the dasher. A minute 24 to go in this power play. 12 minutes to go in the period. 1-0 South Australia. Down the left side, that's Avery. He gets it to the net, takes the shot, tries to go high on the short side. And he can't get it to go. That was number 77 for Victoria, Blake Dowy. With the hat trick last night against WA. SA making a change on the draw. Number 9 coming onto the ice, Phoenix Hansen. Won by Victoria, back to the blue line, D to D. Wrist shot to the front of the net, gets blocked. Pass back to the blue line between the two defense. Down the ice. Hansen putting pressure on number 77 for Victoria as he comes out over his own blue line. Dowy into the zone, makes the move past the defense, gets it to the front of the net, tries the wraparound, can't get it to go. Good stick by the defense for South Australia, and they get it down the ice. Number 2, he fires it into the zone. Fialka, that rims around to the far corner. Good battle. That's number 55 with it. Abdulin, he tries the Michigan. He scores! On the Michigan, number 55, Mikhail Abdulin gets the power play goal. Up onto the stick, and it goes over the shoulder of McMillan. Don't see that very often. You see it a lot in practice, the players today getting that puck up on their sticks. And he buries it. 1-1 the score on the power play. Number 55, Mikhail Abdulin, ties this game up. 10:49 to go. Puck was down into the South Australia zone. Picked up Chen, reverses. Back to number 8, Adam Mozisek. Chen, she backhands it into the neutral zone. Back come Victoria. They get it onto the half boards. Good check along the boards. Back to the front. Tries to make a move. That's Chen. She gets it up to the wing and can't get it to go. Looks like we're going to have another penalty to Victoria on a high hit potentially. Chen, she gets checked trying to get out of the zone. Got an elbowing call on number 43 for Victoria, Max Simmons, as he lays the hit on the much smaller number 8 for South Australia. So he'll get 2 for elbowing, and South Australia goes back to the power play. Face-off win by Victoria. They get it down the ice. McMillan sets it up for Henley. He picks it up behind his goal. Loses control of it, but Chen gets it off her skate, and down the ice she goes. Got some speed up, gets checked. but does get it deep. Back to the blue line. Quick shot, blocked by the penalty killer, and back comes Dowy. He's in on 47 Els. A good whack on the pads there. Dowy on Els over the blue line. Hansen, he just dumps it in. In pursuit is number 2, Fialka. He rims it around, and Henley can't catch up to it. He has to go all the way back into his own zone. Rolling puck, he gets it up to Els. Els chips it off the boards, up to Hansen. Hansen gets it past the defense to the corner, takes a shot with a rebound. Sharp angle. Back to Henley. He takes the shot into number 8. He gets it in the corner. Back to Els. Els back to number 8. Back to the front of the net. Henley, he picks it up the blue line. Quick shot. Good save off the pad of goaltender McMillan. Back to the blue line. Henley takes another shot. Deflected. Oh, and that goes off the post. Good deflection in tight by number 8. As Victoria get it down the ice. They'll go for wholesale changes. Chen. No, that's number 55. She gets hooked. No call on that play. Contact at the blue line as number 17 gets taken down. Liu. And back come Victoria. They can't get it out of the zone. And they do now down the ice. And that'll do it for this power play. As Victoria successfully kills it. Behind the goal, out into the zone. That's Chen. She picks it up. Gets her pocket picked. Number 55, the goal scorer, Abdulin. He picks it up to number 25, Zhu. He takes it to the slot. Can't get it through the defense. Puck gets deflected, and that goes wide behind the goal. Chen after it. She gets taken to the boards by number 24 for Victoria. They get control in the zone. Back to the D. Wrist shot towards the net. Blocked. Oh, and that just goes wide. Back in the corner. That's number 4. He rips it around. Wilkins up onto the wing. Victoria picks it up. D keep it in. Chen interception. She fires it out into the neutral zone. Number 28 can't catch up to it. And South Australia go for a change. Their top unit back on the ice. Els with number 15. Bezichka back into the zone, number 24 for Victoria. He carries it out. Can't get past the 2 South Australia back checkers. Number 66 picks it up, carries it over the blue line to Els. Els takes the hit, picks up the loose puck, takes the shot on the ice, just goes wide. Back to the blue line, another wrist shot, that goes wide. Back to Henley, he takes a shot, off the shin pad of the defenseman. Back into the corner the puck goes. Els, he picks up the loose puck. Takes it behind the net, gets it to the front of the net. Pass back to the blue line, and can't get control of it. Victoria comes down on a 2-on-1. Shot it high and wide. Back behind the goal it goes. To the front of the net. Good play as Els picks it up and intercepts it. He goes down the right side, takes the shot. That goes wide as South Australia is on the change. Looks like Els has drawn a penalty as he takes out the Victoria player. Goaltender gets pulled for the extra attacker as Victoria on the attack. And as South Australia touches the puck, the referee blows down the play. And Owen Coral will make the call. Interference to the captain for South Australia. And he'll sit for 2 or less. 2 minutes for interference. Hey, bud. Because I'm doing the play-by-play, I sometimes get distracted. So with about 5 seconds left in the penalty, just tap me on the shoulder because you have to go through the group. Okay? Thank you. Off the draw, win by South Australia. They get it to the blue line, but not out. Dowy keeps it in. He's looking for an option. Takes the shot. That goes wide, out the other side. Into the slot. Number 18, he almost gets his pocket picked, but gets it out into the neutral zone. Good play. Good steal by number 9 on that play. Hansen, as he gets it down the ice. And again, South Australia get it down the ice as Victoria have a hard time getting set up in the zone. Good pressure by the penalty killers. That goes off the stick of number 16. He chips it out. Dowy, he backs into his player. That puck just missed my nose by about two inches. Victoria setting up again. Over the blue line. Chen with a stick. Good work by Chen to force the play. Back behind the goal it goes. That's number 16 battling 55 for it. 56, Barter. On the boards, number 8 battling with number 55. The goal scorer for Victoria. Gets it to the front of the net. Back to the blue line. Dowy, he makes the move. A little toe drag move. Another move. Fires it high. Scores. 2 nice moves at the blue line. High risk moves, but high reward as he buries the puck over the shoulder of the goaltender, Wandell, to make the score 2-1 for Victoria. So that goal, number 77, Blake Dowy, assisted by number 16, I believe, Avery Willert, and number 55, Mikhail Abdulin. As Victoria back on the attack looking for more. They take it over the line. Number 13 takes a shot off the mask of the goaltender. Then back comes South Australia. They chip it out of the zone, down the ice. That'll go, and that'll go for icing. Off the draw, Victoria scramble, and they get into the corner. That's number 29 with it, or 24, I believe that was. Still kept into the zone. South Australia get it. They just fire it down the ice. And that'll go for icing again, as the South Australia forward had a bit more time than he thought, Zichka, and he just fired it down the ice. So Victoria with the 2-1 lead, 3:30 to go in the period. Big hit at the blue line. Battle on the boards. Back into the South Australia zone. That's Henley. He gets it to the blue line, but not out. Good skate by the defense to keep it in the zone. Out comes number 66, Holmes' ball. Down the left side, takes the hit, keeps on going as Victoria, they get it out of the zone. Number 55 back into the South Australia zone, tries to get it to the front of the goal, can't, to the blue line and out. Back to number 11, Quinn, or Chin, onto the half boards. Number 4, Wilkins keeps it in behind the goal. That's number 11 with it. Chin trying to get it out. Back behind the goal. Liu after it with Dowy. He reverses. As Victoria on the breakout. That's 21 with it. Hunter. And back comes South Australia as Victoria got caught on a line change almost, but intercepted. And back comes number 77, Dowy. He goes over the line, makes the move on Chen. He fans on the attempted shot as he had clear ice to the goal, and it just slid off the heel of his stick. Gets it back to the blue line, intercepted by number 4. He makes the pass, but to the wrong color. Hansen, he overskates it. Back comes Willert. He gets it into his teammate, but overskates it. And back comes South Australia, and they just fire it into the zone, rim it around the boards. Into the corner. South Australia battling to get that puck into the front of the net. 1:22 to go. 2-1 Victoria. Rimmed around by the Victoria defense to the point. Shot towards the net, deflected, and that goes wide. Back to the blue line. Kept in, number 8. He gets to the front of the net for the one-timer. They can't get it to go. A good save by goaltender McMillan. Out of the zone it goes. On the delayed offside, they clear. Move by number 2 for Victoria. Fialka, he loses it. Hansen, he picks it up behind the goal. Tries to get it back to the front of the net. Takes a hit. Victoria, they rim it around to the point, but not out. One-timer, scores! Oh no, scores, yes! That puck initially went off both posts, off the goaltender, into the net. You'll see on the replay here, a good D-to-D pass, one-timer, just a half slapper to the goal, off both posts, and into the net. That's number 82, Kaz Hannon. I believe it was called as unassisted, but I believe that will be an assist from, I believe it was Henley that got the puck to him at the blue line on the rim. That's the risk of that rim play. If you don't have it set up properly, then it's giving up possession. Back comes Zhu. He crossed the blue line. Good stick by South Australia, but overskates the puck. That's number 55, I believe that was. 56, Barter. Holmes' ball, he takes it down the right side. Wrist shot right on net. Between the pads of goaltender Alston McMillan for the stoppage. 2-2 the score, and that'll do it. That was the end of the period. That will do it for the period, as the officials didn't quite realize that time had expired on that shot. So after one period, 2-2 the score. Two teams pretty even on the play. And one of the off-ice officials detected a puck in the goal at the scoreboard end. Nice play by the defense. You can see on the replay. One-timer from Kaz Hannon, fed with a perfect D-to-D pass at the blue line on that rim. Both teams will take a bit of a break. Coach is giving some instructions. So we're just waiting for the commencement of this second period. Just checking the schedules. So 2-2 the score. Scoring in that first period, number 8, Mojasek. Power play goal, 13:39. Then Abdulin, he ties it on a power play again at 10:50. Dowy puts Victoria ahead from Willert and Abdulin on the power play with 4:09 to go. And then late in the period, Hannon, it says unassisted on esports desk, but I believe that might have been Henley that got the puck over to him for the one-timer. Off 2 posts, off the goaltender and into the goal. As we get started on the second period, face-off win by Victoria. They get it down into the South Australia zone. In pursuit. Behind the goal. Gets it to the front of the net. Good stick by number 15 for South Australia, as he has a big hit. Picked up behind the goal. Reverses. That's Henley. Back to Barter. She brings it out. Down the left side. Chips it ahead. Follows it. Zichka, number 15 on it. Number 2 behind the goal. Fielka gets it up onto the half board. Bounces into the slot. Back to the point. As Barter just can't keep it in. And it gets chipped down the ice off her stick. Back for it is Henley. He fires it across. Out to Els. He chips it past his man. He goes in on goal. As South Australia goes for a change, they get caught on the change. And breaking down the left side is number 77, Dowy. Good defensive play by Chen. She knocks the puck off his stick, and that gets it back to Els behind the goal. In pursuit by the Victoria player. Number 16 gets to the front of the net. Bouncing around, it's still loose as the goaltender can't find it, and finally does as Wandell dives on it. A dangerous play in front of the net as the puck bounced out front. And a good save by the goaltender for a face-off to their left. Win by, scores off the draw. Dowy just fires it to the net. And that beats the glove of Wandell high into the top corner. You see on the draw, face-off win, Dowy just whips it towards the net. And Wandell just misplayed the puck.
Scored by 77, assisted by 16.
So off the draw, number 16, Avery Willert, gets it back to Dowy, and he scores his second of the game to make it 3-2. Off the draw, back comes South Australia. They get it into the zone. It's number 8, he gets it. A bit scrambly at the blue line, but Victoria comes out with it. That's number 21. Crosses the blue line with it. Very close to being offside. South Australia get it. Now taken away by number 55, Abdulin. He goes back into the corner, into the high slot. Can't get it onto the stick of his teammate. Back down the ice, the puck comes. In pursuit, number 82 for South Australia, Hannon. Back to the blue line, kept in by Chen. She has her shot blocked, chipped ahead, going in on the break, right onto Waddell as he freezes it. Before number 21, Angus Hunter, can catch up to the puck. No change being allowed. I believe that was because Wandell smothered that long pass. South Australia, they break out over to the blue line, picked up by Victoria, chipped ahead. That's a high stick. As number 18 for Victoria gets the stick up accidentally and catches the cage of the South Australia forward, number 18. So he'll go to the box for 2 or less. That's number 13 for Victoria. Zahan Hugh. 2 minutes or less. Face off to the left of McMillan. Won by South Australia. Back to Henley. He can't keep it in as it gets fired out of the zone. Barter circles back, gets it over to Els. Els slowly over the blue line. Off the boards, back to the D, and that gets fired down the ice. Waddell, and it just loses control of it. And that bounces off the post. Great play by number 16, Willert. Good pressure. That forces Wandell to make the play. Dowy, he takes it back to the blue line, back into his own zone. In pursuit, Hansen ripped off the boards, up onto the wing, and fired down into the South Australia zone. Back for it is number 8. Chips it back to Henley. Henley gets up some steam. Back to Els. Els over the line, gets it into the corner, makes the move, gets it to the front of the net, and they can't get that to go. And back comes Victoria. Abdullan, he chips it to himself, gets to the front of the net, makes the move, and scores! A beautiful solo effort on the penalty kill as he gets past his the defenseman, goes in alone. So that goal, number 55, unassisted, as he actually drew a penalty on the hold, on the breakaway. And you can see on the replay, nice little forehand, backhand, forehand move to bury it in the open cage. Face-off win, 40 seconds to go in this power play. 4-2 now the score. We saw that last night against WA where Victoria on the penalty kill forced the play and got a breakaway. And out comes South Australia, chipped up to number 15 for South Australia, Mazichka. Back to Chen. She just flips it into the zone. Big hit on the boards of South Australia. They can't get control of the puck. They just dump it deep into the corner. Back to the blue line. Chen, she keeps it in, up against Abdullan. Fired to the front of the net. And McMillan sees enough, freezes it for a stoppage. As Mazichka was knocked down in front of the net on the play. Off the draw. Victoria wins. Can't get it out of the zone. Wilkins. He keeps it in. As Victoria resets. Back to number 20, in over the blue line. That's Wang. Makes the move. They can't get control of it, and it bounces loose. Wilkins in the corner. He goes behind the goal. Henley chips it out to the blue line, but not out. Chips it past his man, goes behind the net. He's got number 20, Wang, putting pressure on, up onto the half boards. Out to the blue line, but not out. Henley again, he rips it off the leg of his teammate. Down the ice it goes, no icing. Behind the net, that gets lost in the skates. Victoria struggling to get that puck out of the zone. They finally do, and out comes number 20 along with number 13. They fired on net off the shoulder And back comes Barter down the right side, makes a move, gets it over the blue line, takes it deep into the corner, and a bump on the boards. Number 4, Wilkins, he can't keep it in. Back to the blue line to Chen. Chen, she chips it into the zone. It goes off of her, down the ice, and here comes Dowy on a breakaway, and he scores! Dowy on the breakaway, buries the puck as a defensive breakdown at the blue line.
Scored by 77, unassisted.
And that'll be Dowy, unassisted. I believe that's his hat trick. (5-2) the score now. Off the face-off, the play comes back into the South Australia zone. Battle here in front of the penalty box as Dowy, he picks it up, back into the zone down the left side. He goes wide, protects the puck with his stick, off the side of the net. Out comes South Australia. They get the puck to the blue line, but not out. Chen picks it up behind the goal, reverses. Can't get it out of the zone. Chases into the corner, chips it up the middle of the ice to the high slot, kept in at the blue line by number 11. He makes a move and gets it in deep. Into the corner, takes the hit. The puck's bouncing around on the half boards, goes into the corner, picked up and blocked by Chen off her shin pads. Back into the corner it goes. To the blue line, Dowy takes another shot. That's deflected wide, up onto the dasher. Behind the net as Victoria puts some pressure on. South Australia can't get the puck out of the zone. It's in the skates behind the net. Fired back to the blue line. Dowy makes the little toe drag move. Another move, gets it to the front of the net, takes the shot. And right into the pads of Wandell. Frozen for a face-off. There's a bit of a scramble in front of the net after the play. Face off to Wandell's right. Hansen up against number 21, Hunter. Won by Victoria, back into the corner. Light bump along the boards, back to the blue line. Shot to the front of the net. Abdullan can't get it to go on the backhand, and back comes South Australia. They get it out deep, and that's going to go down the ice for icing, as it missed everybody's stick. 5-2 the score. Play a bit scrambly now. 12-7 the shots on goal in favor of Victoria. 6:21 to go in the second period. Face off to the right of Wandell. Won by Victoria. Back to the blue line. A quick shot towards the goal. Gets deflected wide into the corner. Out comes South Australia. They chip it out to the blue line into the neutral zone. Tries to get the pass across and does. That's Barter. She gets control of it. Gets it across to number 8. He chips it towards the goal, but not on goal. Back into the slot. Number 18 chips off his stick, and down comes number 13. Hugh for it. And he gets out muscled for the puck. Back comes South Australia, chipped off the shoulder as that puck was blocked and intercepted. Good play by the goaltender to get the shoulder on that one. Els over the blue line, takes the shot towards goal. That goes wide. Number 8, he gets it to the front of the net. Els can't keep up with it. Takes it behind, brings it to the front. Out into the slot, shot, save in the pads. Goaltender doesn't know where it is. McMillan, he spins around, but makes the stop as it's between his pads. When the play blown dead for a face-off. Face-off to McMillan's right. Won by South Australia. Goes back behind the goal. Off the back of the net. Played. Back to the blue line. Kept in. Hannon into the corner. Victoria trying to get the puck out. They do. Deflected off the boards. Back for it goes Chen. She sauces it up to the blue line. And South Australia will be going to the box for a tripping call. It's like that's Jasmine Chen coming to the box. She'll sit for 2 or less. 4:36 to go in the period. 2 minutes for tripping. As Victoria will go back onto the power play. Dow, Fialka on the D, along with Willert, 61 Liu, and 55 Abdulin. Won by South Australia as Barter gets it out of the zone. Over the blue line. Hard shot, scores! From the high slot, number 16, Avery Willert, with the power play goal as he just crossed the blue line into the high slot and rips it top shelf for the goal.
Scored by 77, assisted by 16 and 2.
Oh, that was 16 that shot it, wasn't it? 16 shot it.
So other way around, 16, 77, 2.
Yeah. So that goal scored by number 16, Avery Willard, assisted by number 77, Blake Dowy, and number 2, Tom Fialka. Off the draw, South Australia tried to get it into the zone, but can't. Abdulin, he brings it down the right side, takes it deep, cuts to the net, gets the backhand pass to the front of the goal, nobody there for it. So it goes onto the half boards. Victoria tried to get it in deep and can't. Els, he carries it out, makes the pass across the blue line. That looked very, very close to being offside. Henley, he tries to make the hit on Abdulin, and he chips it ahead off his knees down into the South Australia zone. Henley. As Els had thoughts of a hit, and he's reminded by referee Owen Coral not to do that, because he was right behind him. Henley, he tries to keep it in and can't. Abdulin, he gets it up to Hunter. Hunter down the right side, going towards that, takes the shot. That's wide, just off the glove of the goaltender, Wandell. Back to the blue line, fired towards the goal, deflected wide. 3:05 to go in the period. Puck goes behind the net. To the front, hard shot at a tight angle. Off the blocker of goaltender Wandell. Back into the corner, and South Australia bring it out over the blue line into the zone. That's Els. He gets it to the front of the net, takes the shot. That goes off the skate and into the goal as McMillan got caught with the skate off the post. And that snuck its way in there from a very sharp angle from the captain, Els, to give some life to South Australia.
By 47, assisted by 9 and 8.
So that goal, number 47, Hudson Els, assisted by number 9, Hansen, and number 8, Mosicek. He's just doing that to make me say his name again. Another point on the statistics for the young forward. As Chen, she picks it up behind the goal, chips it off the boards to the blue line, but not out. Back to the blue line it goes again. Shot high and wide by number 43 for Victoria. On the half board, chipped out of the zone, down the right side. Knocked down by the glove. Out into the neutral zone, Victoria, they chip it down the ice. That doesn't go for icing. Behind the goal. Up onto the half boards to number 16. He chips it out of the zone. Off the skates, big hit by Simmons as he reverse hits on number 15. And into the zone, Chen picks it up behind the goal. She swings out, getting up some speed. Down into the neutral zone, gets the puck knocked off her stick. Big hit here in the front of the penalty box area. Back into the zone. It looks like somebody's drawn a penalty. And that looks like it might be a tripping call to number 82. To number 82 for tripping. That's number 82, Kaz Hannon, 2 minutes for tripping. 1:26 to go in the period as Victoria will go to the power play. Face off to the right of Wandell. Won by South Australia behind the net. Fires it down the ice. Played by the goaltender, McMillan. Chipped off the stick. Delayed high stick, making contact, but back comes Dowy. He gets to the blue line, scrambling with that puck in his skates. Takes it behind the net, just muscles it through. Toe drag, takes the shot, blocked. Good stick by number 9, Hansen, as he gets it out over the blue line into the neutral zone. Chen fires it down the ice. Sorry, that's Barter fires it down the ice. Picked up by Abdullah, and he brings it over the blue line. Beats Els to the outside, cuts back towards the middle, gets his pocket picked by Els, fires it down the ice. 30 seconds to go in the period. As South Australia will go for change on the penalty killers. Basically playing a 1-3 on this penalty kill. Victoria content to just run out the clock. So they get it up to the blue line to Chen. Chen takes the long shot right on goal. Back comes number 2, Fialka. He gets over the blue line. Takes the shot, deflected high, and that'll do it for the period. As that puck gets deflected over the net and kills the period. So that'll be it for the second period. We'll take a bit of a break for the ice cut, and we'll come back for the start of the third period, and we'll give you the statistical summary when we return. For Cass Edwards and Riley Langell, this is Chris Langell. We'll see you then. Back to Cockburn Ice Arena, folks. Chris Langell on the commentary for this first DEFRIS game of day 2 between Victoria and South Australia, bringing you to the third period. 6-3 the score for Victoria, and they'll go on the penalty or power play to start this period. 34 seconds left to go in the penalty to number 82, Kaz Hannon. Goals that period, there were 5 of them. Dowy from Willert at 13:26. Abdullan from unassisted, shorthanded at 11:05. Dowy again, his hat trick, 8:33. Unassisted, Willert from Dowy and Fialka. Power play goal, 4:20 to go. Els from Hansen and Mosicek, shorthanded at 2:41. 6-3 the score, and off the face-off, Victoria get it into the zone to the blue line. Abdullan gets it blocked off the skates, fires it back into the corner. That's to Lou. He gets it hard shot, takes it wide. Back to the blue line. Abdullan, he keeps it in deep to the front of the net. Oh, and that's under the pads. As Wandell keeps the puck out of the net, traps it under the pad for a stoppage. 2 seconds to go in this power play. Enough for a face-off, and that's it, as the penalty is about to expire. Face-off to the left of Wandell. Won by South Australia. Back behind the goal. Penalties over. Hannon comes onto the ice. Number 13 winds up, fans on the shot as it gets stuck on this wet ice to start the third period. Back to the blue line and dumped back in. Back for it goes Henley. He comes up, gets the puck knocked off his stick. Over to number 8. Up to Hansen. Hansen to Els. Els fires it into the zone. Behind the goal, bounces to the front of the net. And the defense had to be careful on that. Els gets it to Hansen. Hansen takes the shot. That's blocked. I think that went off the back of the Queensland or Victoria player. And Simmons, he gets hooked. And Victoria will go back to the power play as back for it goes Hannon. And referee Owen Coral looking for the guilty party as number 8. I might get a chance to ask him how to pronounce his name as he comes to the box for 2 or less for hooking. That's it. So, because I'm doing the commentary, I sometimes lose track of when the penalty's over. So with about 5 seconds left, just tap me on the shoulder to remind me. And how do I pronounce your last name? Muzicek. Muzicek is the pronunciation. I got it right from the source. Off the draw, fired down the ice by Els. I know he hates being in the box, but I appreciate it because now I get the right pronunciation of his name. Muzicek. Over the blue line. In comes number 16 for Victoria. Fires it. I think that gets blocked and stopped. Minute 30 to go in the penalty. Face off to the right of goaltender Wandell. Won by Victoria. Back. And a quick shot by Liu goes wide. Abdullan gets it back to the blue line. Another quick shot. Blocked in front off the skate of Chen. Abdullan gets it, rims it around the board, back to the point to number 2, Fialka. He can't get it to go. Big hit on the boards by number 15, Muzicka. And they get it out and down the ice. A minute to go in this power play. Victoria, they fan on the shot, on the pass. That's Dowy. The puck sticking to the ice a bit. Hard shot. Scores! From just outside at the top of the face-off dot, that's number 61, Liu. He buries it on the slap shot for the power play marker. 12:31 to go in the period. As the puck comes over, big slap shot. You don't see that often, very often these days. Players preferring to get accuracy. So number 61, Eason Liu, from number 16, I think he said, Avery Willert, and 55, Mikhail Abdulin on the power play. 7-3 the score. Puck deep in the Victoria zone, behind the net. Number 17 fires it in deep, goes behind the goal. After it is number 28, Maggie Pryor, on the half boards, picked up by Victoria. Out to Hugh. He takes the shot, weak on goal. Off the blocker, out to number 66. He tries the reverse to Barter. They can't get it out of the zone. Barter tries again. It does get out of the zone. Offside, but the linesman was blocked, unfortunately. Couldn't make the call. And back comes South Australia as they fire it down the ice into the Victoria zone. Back comes Victoria, 21. That's Hunter, I believe it is. He gets over the blue line, dumps it in deep into the corner. Good play by Barter. She takes the puck off him, and down the ice she comes on the left-hand or right-hand side. Hunter trying to get back into the play and can't. It gets fired down the ice, and that'll go for icing. And Hunter has some helmet equipment issues. He's got a strap, tie up his strap. Face-off will come back to the left of Alston McMillan. L's in for the draw. Up against the Victoria forward. I think that's Hunter. Back to the blue line. Jen, she gets the shot off the pads, and back comes number 13, Hugh. Tries to get it to the front of the net, can't. Good play by the goaltender to get the stick on that one. Pinched out along the boards, taken over by Hansen. He chips it out of the zone. Els, he's in pursuit. Pass across to Hugh. He gets it across to number 20, Ryan Wang, who just dumps it in deep, and they go for changes. Abdulin puts pressure on Chen. Back to the blue line to Chambers. Chambers takes a shot right into the chest protector of goaltender Wandell, and she stops it for a face-off to her right. 10:23 to go in the third period. 7-3 the score. Victoria out shooting South Australia 19-10. Not a lot of shots, but some really good scoring opportunities. Puck one, back to Dowy. He dumps it off. Chambers back to Dowy. He takes it off the skate, takes the shot off the stick of Musacek. And that's how he told me he pronounced his name, so I think I've got it right now. Sorry, Adam. Face off to the right of Wandell. Again, scramble draw. Won by South Australia. Barter, she tries to reverse it behind the goal. Gets to the front of the net. Out to the blue line. That's Chambers. He dumps it back into Dowy. Dowy rips it behind the goal. That's number 16 with it. Gets it to the front of the net. Scores! Quick pass to the front of the net by Willert to Dowy, and that's goal number 4 on this game for him. 9:51 to go in the period. Bang, bang play to the front of the net. I got Cass waving frantically at me here, trying to get my attention for the replay. And there it is. Back into the South Australia zone. Behind the goal, that's Henley. He sets it up. Gets it onto the wing to number 4 for it. He gets taken down, goes down to one knee. Wilkins, he gets it deep. Behind the goal. On the breakout. Back to the blue line. Barter, she gets it in deep. Back into the high slot to Barter. She takes a shot, gets blocked. That rebound gets fired wide. Barter keeps it in. Goes behind the net. That's number 18 in pursuit, Shopov. To the front of the net. Deflected. And off the skate of number 26. Or number 20 for Victoria. They bring it out down the ice. Fired. That will, Abdullah will beat out the play for to take away the icing. Back comes Shopov, battling with Hunter, and back come Victoria. They cross the blue line, take the shot high over the net. Abdullah in the corner. Up onto the wing to Wilkins. Wilkins can't catch up to it. Number 19 for Victoria. He fires it back to Abdullah and up to number 21, Hunter. Fires it wide. That bounces off the backboards, almost makes it back to the front of the net. Hunter gets it out into the slot, but picked off by number 4, Wilkins, and they come back. Nice drag and draw. Gets it to the front of the net. Number 17, Liu can't get it to go. Back to the blue line, number 82. He fires it. Scores! And that looked awful close to being offside. But kept in at the blue line in the eyes of the linesman. He clearly, emphatically said no offside, and that's... So number 82, Kaz Hannon, assisted by Kane Liu, and number 4, Reed Wilkins, at 7:42 of this third period. Face off back at center ice. Very close call at the blue line, but the linesman was in a perfect position. And that makes the score 8-4. As Chen goes back forward into her own zone. Gets the pass to Mizek. He gets it up to Els. Els can't handle it. Back into their own zone go Victoria. Mozesek puts pressure on. Down the ice it goes, and that's going to go for icing. And referee Owen Coral, I think, may have called that off for the face-off to center ice. Not sure why. That was, to me, a fairly clear icing call, unless somebody did get their stick on it. Face-off win by South Australia. They chip it ahead, but intercepted and dumped back into the South Australia zone. Barter, she reverses, picked off by number 16 for Victoria, Avery Willard. Can't get it to the front of the net. Looks like there's going to be a penalty call on the play going to Victoria. And Victoria will go to the box for high sticking. I think that's number 16, Avery Willard, who will go to the box for 2 or less on the play. So number 16 for Victoria, 2 minutes for high sticking. Face off to the left of McMillan. Won by South Australia. Back to the blue line. Henley, he gets it into the zone, but intercepted, and back comes Henley. Back into the zone, Els. He comes out of the zone. Over the blue line. Stops up on the half boards. Gets it to the middle of the ice to Henley. Henley takes the shot. That's high and wide. And Victoria get it down the ice. 1:25 seconds to go in this power play. Henley back for it. Dowy puts some pressure on. Kept in at the blue line. Looks like there's going to be a penalty call again to Victoria. And that's going to be for high sticking or cross-checking. And a misconduct call against Dowy. So high sticking against the captain, Eason Liu. And Dowy will go to the box for 10 minutes. And he's just been kicked out of the game. So number 77, Dowy, he gets tossed. Well, 10 minutes misconduct with 5:45 to go and sent to the room by referee Owen Coral. And a cross-checking penalty to number 61, Eason Liu, on the play. Victoria calls a timeout, I think just to calm the troops down a bit. 8-4 the score. South Australia on a 5-on-3 power play. With 5:45 to go in the third period. Looking to make a dent in this 4-goal lead that Victoria has. If this were an NHL game, you might wonder if they pull the goaltender for the extra attacker, but I don't think that's going to happen at this level. 8-4 to the score. Face off to the left of goaltender McMillan. Won by South Australia. Henley gets it to Chen. Chen takes the shot high and wide. Els gets it back to the blue line. In deep to Mosicek. He can't catch up to it. And Victoria fire it down the ice. 52 seconds to go in this 5-on-3 advantage. As they set up again, Henley picks up behind his goal. Brings it out. Taps it back to Els. Els up the right side. Makes a move. Crosses the blue line. Gets to the face-off dot. Back to the D. Henley. He chips it over to Chen. Chen back to Henley. Henley, wrist shot, scores! Top shelf, where Mama keeps the peanut butter to make this 8-5 on the power play. The alternate captain for South Australia, number 27, Lachlan Henley, scores that one.
Scored by 27, assisted by 8 and 47.
Assisted by Adam Mosicek. And Hudson Els, that's right, not Hudson Els on the assist. South Australia still on the power play. Els takes it over the blue line, 5-on-4 now, takes the shot. That goes off the helmet of goaltender McMillan. Chip back to the blue line, shot on goal as Henley takes a hit. And back comes Victoria. They're going in on goal on the break. Can't get to the net. Good play coming back by Chen. Chipped up into the neutral zone. Victoria, they just dump it back into South Australia zone. Chen gets it to Henley. Henley up to Els, up the right side. He makes the move. Cuts back. Takes it wide. In deep into the faceoff dot. Carries it to the front of the net. Can't get it to the front of the net. Chen, she gets it back to Henley. Henley takes it out front, tries to get it to the front of the net, and that gets intercepted. Down the ice it goes. 15 seconds to go in this power play. Back comes Chen. Want time for one more rush as she crosses the blue line. Takes it in deep, gets it to the front of the net, and picked off and dumped down into the neutral zone. Stolen off of Hannon. In comes number 55, Abdulin. He fires it off the toe of the goaltender, making a good save as the teams are back at full strength. 3:31 to go. Back to the blue line. Shot wide. Chambers, he gets it to the front of the net. And picked up by number 9, Hansen. He carries it in all alone as South Australia goes for a change off the tip of the glove of McMillan, I should say. Kept in at the blue line by Barter. 3:07 to go. Victoria, they get it out over the blue line into the neutral zone. That's Hunter coming back with it. Through the legs of Abdulin. Can't catch up to it, and he's got Hannon tied up along the boards. It does get out of the zone. Fired back in by South Australia. 61 was in the offside position, but that was played by South Australia back into the zone. So no offside. Taken into the boards is number 15. Fired back down the ice. And that'll go for icing. As South Australia will come back into the Victoria zone. And Victoria unable to make the change. 8-5 the score, 2:28 to go. Victoria looking to make it 2 wins on the week so far. Back to the blue line to Barter. She dumps it back in behind the goal. Bolsashek can't catch up to it, and out comes Victoria. Backhand pass to number 16, Woolert. He takes the hit, and back comes Els. Chips it up to Mosashek, but he can't catch up to it, and that'll come back for icing. .207 to go in this third period. A late comeback unlikely, but still a possibility. But South Australia have to press into the Victoria zone to make it happen. Face-off win by Victoria. Scramble draw to the front of the net. Save by Wandell. Victoria with control of it. Els gets it out into the neutral zone. Victoria pick it up. Back comes number 16. Picks up the puck, takes it behind the net. Barter in pursuit. Barter battling with number 20. Back to the point to Simmons. Takes the shot, blocked by Els. Knocked into the corner, and out comes Barter. She chips it out into the neutral zone. Off the stick of the Victoria player. Els gets it, but can't catch up to it. And back come Victoria to the blue line. Hunter, or Abdulin, can't get it. And it looks like Els has taken an elbowing penalty, or roughing call in this case. So he'll go for 2 or less and finish the game in the box unless Victoria score. 2 minutes for roughing. .103 to go in this game. 8-5 the score for Victoria. Face-off won by South Australia. It's back into the corner and fired down the ice. Just to the left of goaltender McMillan. She dumps it into the corner. Chen keeps it in. Takes the shot. That goes high. onto the half boards. Chipped up to number 13 for Victoria, Hugh. He takes over the blue line. Gets tripped up, and back comes Hansen. So he fires it down the ice. 30 seconds to go. Back forward is number 19 for Victoria. At the blue line, Hansen with the hit on number 16. Back into the zone it goes. Back comes Victoria, 2-on-1. Tries to make the move to get it through and can't catch up to the puck. Hannon with the hit. Back behind the goal, 4 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for this game between South Australia and Victoria. 8-5 the final score. And a fairly high-skilled and fast game. The first for the DEFRIS tournament on this second day of the tournament. 8-5 the score. That third period with the stats. There were 4 goals scored. Liu from Abdullan on the power play at 12:31 to make it 7-3. Willert from Dowy at 9:51 to make it 8-3 for Victoria. And then Hannon from Liu and Wilkins at 7:42 to make it 8-4. And then on the power play, Henley from Mosesek and Els at 4:57 to make the score 8-5. 6 penalties in that third period. Mosesek for hooking, Willert for high sticking, Willert again for cross-checking, Liu for cross-checking, Dowy 10-minute misconduct, and then Henley to finish off for roughing to finish off the game. Shots on goal in that third period, 9-3 for Victoria for a game total of 23-13. South Australia 2 for 7 on the power play. Victoria 4 for 6. Final score 8-5 in favor of Victoria as they win their second of the tournament. That'll do it for this broadcast. Up next, New South Wales and Queensland. We'll be back for that game at 10:30 roughly, and we'll bring you the complete contest. So for now, for Cass Edwards and Riley Langell on the camera, this is Chris Langell. We'll call the game, and we'll see you for the next one.